How's it going, guys? It's Chris again, and I'm back with my second part of my conference tournament prediction series. This one is going to be a very short video. There's only 3 brackets that have come out that are officially completed. Well, the America East isn't officially completed, but they finished their last game today, and all the seeds are resolved. And even if the seeding is wrong, Hartford and Albany would have been the 4 and the 5 regardless of the result of the game. So I was going to go ahead and finalize that bracket as completed since they will end up playing each other anyway. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're only going to have 3 brackets to go through. We're going to go through the America East, we're going to go through the Colonial, and we're going to go through the Southern Conference. So first off, we're going to start with the America East. Starting off with Vermont and NJIT, I think it's going to be an easy win for Vermont. Vermont will move on from here. Hartford versus Albany. Hartford lost a pretty, it was a pretty competitive game to UMass Lowell today, but I think Hartford is just not going to be able to keep up with Albany. So I'm going to take Albany in that 4-5 matchup. I've got UMBC taking down UMass Lowell in their 2-7 matchup, and I've got New Hampshire taking on Binghamton and beating them in that 3-6 matchup. So that will put Vermont versus Albany, which I will take Vermont. That their team just looks all around better than just about everybody in their conference on any given day. So to be honest, they're the team to beat, and they will definitely be the team that will probably win the whole tournament. But I'll get to that here in a moment. So I will take Vermont. UMBC over New Hampshire. I'm going to take New Hampshire. I'm going to take the 3 seed here. UMBC has done really well this year, but I just have a feeling about this New Hampshire team. I think they won one of the games against UMBC earlier in the year, so I'm going to take them. And in the championship game, I've got Vermont. Again, Vermont is the powerhouse of this conference. I don't see anybody taking this conference except for them, but heck, what do I know? I've already had 2 double-digit seeds take out 2 of my teams that were going into the semifinals. So we'll see. But I've got Vermont taking the America East and being their representative into the NCAA tournament. Moving on to the Colonial, I've got in the 8-9 matchup, William & Mary and Northeastern. I've got Northeastern. Northeastern beat the ever-loving daylights out of William & Mary the last time they played. It was like a 40-point slaughtering, and William & Mary only scored like 28 points or something like that. It was something insane. So I'm going to take Northeastern. But as soon as they beat this team in William & Mary, they're going to get absolutely slaughtered by Towson, I have a feeling. But again, I've had a couple double-digit seeds pull something out. I know they're a 9 seed, but they're the lowest seed in the tournament. So, but it has happened. So, but I'm going to take Towson here. In the 4-5 matchup, we got Delaware and Drexel. Drexel has, I believe, won both games that these 2 have played, so I'm going to take Drexel here. UNC Wilmington and Elon, I'm going to take UNC Wilmington. They're a pretty powerful team in this conference, UNC Wilmington is. So I'm going to take UNC Wilmington. And then Hofstra and Charleston. Hofstra's beaten them both times, so I'm going to take Hofstra. So that will set up Towson versus Drexel. I will take Towson here. I think Towson is the 1 seed in this conference for a reason. So I will go ahead and take Towson here. And then in UNC Wilmington and Hofstra, I'll take UNC Wilmington here. I don't think Hofstra is going to be able to keep up with this team. So we'll have the 1-2 matchup in the championship. But I will take UNC Wilmington here. I've seen UNC Wilmington either go very far in this tournament in the past and win the whole thing, or just get to the championship game and fall a little bit short. But I have a feeling, just based off of past results in the tournament, I'm going to take UNC Wilmington here to be your Colonial Athletic Association representative in the national tournament. Now moving on to the Southern Conference. There are 2 play-in games. One is the 8-9 game. That'll be East Tennessee State and the Citadel. I'm going to take East Tennessee State here. And then in the second playoff game, we've got 7-seeded Mercer and 10-seeded Western Carolina. I'm going to take Mercer here. I've heard about Mercer. I've seen them play before. not in a while, but I've not really kept track of that team this year. But for whatever reason, I have a good feeling that Mercer will come out of that game without any trouble. So we got Chattanooga versus the winner of the 8-9 game, which would be East Tennessee for me. I've got Chattanooga winning that game. Then we'll get to Wofford and VMI. VMI's been on a downslope recently. They've lost a lot of games that I thought they would have won about a month ago. But I'll take Wofford here. Then in the Furman versus Mercer game, I'll take Furman. Furman looks pretty solid as far as I've been able to tell. I think Furman has a really good shot at winning this tournament. And then Samford against UNC Greensboro. I will take Sanford here. I know UNC Greensboro has made the tournament in the past, but for whatever reason, I think Sanford this year will take care of business. Moving on to the semis, we got Chattanooga versus Wofford. I will take the upset. I will take the 4-seed Wofford to knock out Chattanooga in the semis. And then Furman versus Sanford, I will take Furman. I think they will take care of business in their semifinal. Setting up Wofford versus Furman in the championship game, and I will take Furman. I would say it's going to be a very close game, but I will take Furman as your Southern Conference representative into the national tournament. Okay, that's all three of the brackets that have been finalized in the last couple of days. I know as Saturday comes around, almost all of the conference tournaments, I think, will be finalized by then, including teams or conferences like the Ivy League and some of the other conferences that haven't really seen much action in the last little bit. I will probably be putting out another video here Saturday. I will try to put out 2 different parts. I want to kind of separate the 2 Power 6 and the mid-major conferences and do each of their own videos, because there are just so many different conferences and so many teams. And if I really feel like I need to, I will probably divide the Power 6 into like 3 or 2 groups of 3. So maybe do the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 together, and then do the other 3 after that. And then the mid-majors, I'll decide if I'm going to just do the rest of the mid-majors on their own or if I'm going to divide them up. But stay tuned for the next videos in the conference tournament prediction series that I'm going to be putting up in the next few days. And I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Please leave your comments about who you think might win these conferences that I had mentioned, or any of the ones that I mentioned in my previous video. If you haven't checked that out, please feel free to do so and check my scores. I'm doing okay, but feel free to leave a comment with your predictions, and I will see y'all in the next one.